Credit Diva here. Thanks for tuning in to the third video of the Your Credit Life Get It Right series. Thank you so much for being very patient with me as I am continually learning how to do this whole YouTube thing and recording the videos, uploading the videos, getting the videos downloaded. Thank you so much. I've lost a couple of videos. I've had some help in obtaining where they went to. So I just appreciate the patience. I do respect you guys' time. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So today's video, it's sort of an encouragement video. It's a couple of tips to help you along the way of your financial journey. So as you're journeying on along, things will actually come up and, people will say things and, not understand what exactly is going on. So these tips should help you along the way. Tip number one, make sure that you put your family, your immediate family and friends, those that you go out with ever so often, on alert to what it is that you're doing. With your friends, you don't have to go necessarily in debt or in depth with what's going on, because you're not really explaining anything to them. You're just letting them know what it is that you're doing or not doing. With your family, you might have to go a little more in depth with the information. It's a communication thing. Your money that comes into your household will affect your home. With your children, it's also very important that they understand why you might have to say, or why certain things can't be purchased, or why certain things may not be done. Now, with all of that being said, that brings us to tip number two. You will have to make sure that you are, or that you become comfortable with saying no. No is not necessarily always bad. No for other people might seem to be bad, but for you in your particular situation, when you say no to something or to someone, it's better for you to say no, because you have a goal in mind. You have a plan for yourself, and saying no is going to get you, or to help you obtain your ultimate goal. So when you're saying no to your children, I would say, I wouldn't just say blatant, mean no. I would try to smooth it out a little bit. Like, we've had this conversation, about how we're trying to save money to do this, that, the other. Whatever your situation is, you just have to reiterate that. I'd also try to make it a learning experience for your children as well, especially if it's something, for example, my son wanted a pair of shoes that were close to $200. Well, instead of completely just coming out and saying no, I actually suggested to him, what is it that you would do to earn this money to purchase these shoes that you want? For him, it's a want. So if that's something that he wanted, moms and dads have to work to get what they want, so you should have to work too. And plus, he's a teenager, so it's very important that we also implement those, or teach responsibility to that as well, because you can't always come to mom and dad as if we're the ATM. You ask and we give. No, it don't need to work like that, because then you will not develop your own responsibilities of earning your money and spending your money to what your needs and wants are based on. So I use that as a learning experience for my son. But with your friends, instead of you going out 4 or 5 times a month, you might have to cut it down to once or 2 or twice a month, or possibly think of different things that you can do for free. There are several different activities that I'm sure that's in your community or with your kids that you could do for free and just have as much fun. So I would just think of some different things that you can do when you're with your friends. Then that way you don't have to say no to seeing them or going out or anything like that, especially if it's something free. Tip number 3. Clearly define your needs and your wants. You need to clearly understand what is a necessity for your family and what is a luxury for your family. Once you determine that, you are better able to gauge what you can cut out. Things that are not needed on a normal basis so you can live your life. That is the bottom line. If this was to be taken out of your life, could you still continue? Could you, nothing else is missing, you're fine. If that's gone, you'll be okay. Once you determine that, you would be then better able to save money. I 100% agree with that. I will stick by that because it's worked for me. And one way that it's worked for me pulls us into tip number 4. Implementing no-spend months. And when you're implementing no-spend months, all you're doing is, from that list of wants and needs, you're cutting out all your wants. You are strictly just paying for your needs every single month, your necessities. And when you find out, when you see how much money you spend on all these wants, you will be amazed at how much money you can save every month. And I will put this in here and give you a little personal tidbit. About 2 years ago, my son played football. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, he played football, And this was Little League football. And I think the hours was like 6 to 8 was practice time. And sometimes them coaches, they would keep us out there till about 8:30, quarter to 9, to where we were walking out on the field like, time to go. Well, sometime on those nights, you don't necessarily want to go home and cook. You're tired, you're drained, you don't want to cook. There was one month that we went out, and after I went back and calculated everything, we had spent in that 1 month $650 on eating out. And you're like, how in the world did you guys do that? Well, my household guys, they're not about just going to pick up some Chinese food. No, honey. We need steak and potatoes or something, close to it. So we were at Longhorn. We were at, Olive Garden. It was Applebee's. We had this place called Uno's a long time ago. I mean, we were at these type of restaurants. Either we'll call it in, pick it up and go, or we'll go and sit in. And, that's more money because you're paying tips to the waitresses. So it was $650 that we saved in 1 month by just not eating out. Or that we would have saved in 1 month without eating out. So from that point on, we did not eat out as much. I started my no spend months, I believe about 2 or 3 years ago, around that same time when I seen we had spent $650 in 1 month. If that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what else will. So try it for yourself and see how it works out. Now this brings us to our fifth and final tip for this video. I will definitely say along your financial journey, things will get tough, things will get rough. Try not to stress yourself out. Try not to be mentally drained by everything. The way that I handled not being stressed out about all the bills, what I have to pay, when I have to pay it. And I have had some clients too where they said, okay, hearing you telling me this is great, but I cannot do it. I cannot know what to pay and when. Well, they can, they just need a plan. And the best thing that I found that helps you make it as stressless as possible is to develop a budget. Developing a budget is very, very important. It allows you to see what has to be paid, when it has to be paid, and what amount is getting paid. If you're saving, you budget for that. If you have a luxury item that you want to purchase, you budget for that. Life is too short to just cut everything out completely. There's a balance. And once you find that balance and you stay on that balance, it makes things so much better. I mean, there's all these other things that's going on in the world today for us to be worried about. I don't feel like our finances need to necessarily be one of them unless we make it one that's stressful. So, try to focus on developing a budget. I will have more videos that have to do with budgets coming in the future. So those are the tips that I have to offer you guys at this point. I hope that they are able to help you along your credit and financial journey. Make sure that you comment below if you have any further questions or concerns. Also, if you'd like to see more videos with these type of tips, please thumbs up. Also, if you're not a subscriber, make sure that you subscribe so that you're able to receive updated videos as I upload them. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.